Good day, Boca. Boca Chamber Radio with the Beatles, 11:25. And we've got our special guest. I told you Greg Hazle was going to be here from BocaHelpingHands.org. Greg, welcome to Good Day, Boca.
Thanks, Dean. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great to have you here. Tell me a little bit about Boca Helping Hands. Now, I understand it's more than just feeding people and helping them out that way.
Exactly. And that's one of our challenges, actually, is to grow out of the identity of being known as just people who feed people.
Yeah.
But that's how we started. We provide food to a number of clients, both a prepared meal every day at our facility.
Which is located
at 1500 Northwest First Court.
And how long has Helping Hands been open?
This is our 20th year.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's been a long journey from, the days when we were feeding a few people in the hall of a church to where we are now. But back to your question, in addition to feeding people, we provide medical and dental care through our partnership with one of the community healthcare providers here in Boca, Genesis Health. And we help people with emergency financial assistance. These days, emergency financial assistance is primarily directed at helping people pay for childcare.
Right.
Those three areas are part of what we call helping people meet their basic human needs. But our strategic focus these days is actually on helping people to become self-sufficient, and we do that by providing job training opportunities for people.
I want to go into more depth. You're going to be here for 30 minutes, hang out. We've got lots to talk about because I really want to get into Boca Helping Hands and see how the community can help as well. I'm sure you're open to people who want to come in and help, and I want to get into that and get into a little bit more detail. What's been like over the past 20 years from the day you first opened the door to where you are now. So stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We've got Greg Hazle in the studio, BocaHelpingHands.org. If you're at your computer, pull it up and take a look and find out a little bit more about Boca Helping Hands. We're going to continue with Greg in just a few minutes here on Boca Chamber Radio. Don't go anywhere. Right now it's 88 degrees at Boca Chamber Radio. We've got a special guest with us, Greg Hazle with Boca Helping Hands. Greg, great to have you in the studio.
Great
and I'm really happy to talk about you've been doing this for 20 years, so let's go back.
Well, not me personally, but Boca Helping Hands, definitely.
Well, the organization has been around for 20 years. But talk about the early days to the accomplishments you've made and the organization has over the past 20 years.
Interestingly enough, recently our controller found records from those early days. We still have those in our archives. And we found that after the first 7 days of operation, in our first week, we had fed just about 100 people. So, that's the humble beginnings that we had in the church hall in which we were operating. These days, we feed about that many people in the first hour or 45 minutes of our daily hot meal program that we have 6 days a week. So that shows you a little bit the extent to which the scope of work has multiplied.
Sure.
Obviously, one of the big changes that has occurred is about 8 years ago, we were, with the help of one of our very generous benefactors, were able to purchase a new building. So we went from a church hall to what is now 18,000 square foot building.
That's amazing.
On First Court, and that has enabled us to really meet the growing needs of our community.
Talk about, there's got to be some people that you want to mention or companies that have helped you along the way during this growth period.
Well, we are actually going to be having a celebration on October 20th at the Marriott Hotel here in Boca Raton to celebrate some of those people that have been important in the history of Boca Helping Hands.
Mm-hmm.
Two of those individuals are the person who I mentioned earlier,
Sure.
Mr. Arthur Remillard, who was very generous in helping us to purchase the building that we now occupy. And the second person is Mel Lazarick. Mel is our oldest active volunteer. He celebrated his 100th birthday recently.
How wonderful.
And he still shows up as a volunteer a couple of days a week. In fact, I just saw him before I left the office. So
you need to bring him in here. I want to talk to him.
Exactly. He's the guy you should be talking to. But, that just demonstrates that we would not be able to do what we do in the
Sure.
community without the kind of support that
And dedication.
Exactly.
Wow, the dedication that he has. Talk about, you do training, you help with job placement. How did that come about, and what is that all about? Do you train just in a specific area, or do you have several areas that you train?
One of the relatively interesting things about how Boca Helping Hands set strategy is that we are now in the second strategic planning process that we have undertaken. And the last strategy making session, we decided that adding the capability to help people live sustainable lives was an important new direction that the organization should take on. And so the decision to do that came out of that process. And, basically our belief is that we most help people when we help them to help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so we started our job training programs at that time, and we currently offer job training opportunities, free job training opportunities in 4 specific areas. Home health aid, where we help people to acquire the skills to provide that service in a community like Boca Raton, where there's a great need for that type of support.
Right.
We have commercial driving classes, where, again, this is a need that not only in the local economy but nationally
Sure.
is a great need. So we help people to be certified as commercial drivers.
That is wonderful.
We have IT, help desk type training classes. All of these we do through the support of accredited schools.
Sure.
So, we're not recreating the wheel, but
Right.
but we pay for the tuition.
Right.
And then the fourth area is actually hospitality. And, we're basically equipping people to work in the tourism industry and hospitality industry that is such a vibrant part of our local economy.
Absolutely. That is wonderful. Especially, the transportation driver program. I hear all the time there's such a need in that area. That's wonderful. We are talking with Greg Hazle with Boca Helping Hands. And if folks want to find out a lot more information, they can go to bocahelpinghands.org. Is there any other place or phone numbers or any other important information? I don't want to put you on the spot. That's okay. But if they want to find out anything else, I'm assuming going to the website is probably one of the locations where they can get as much information as possible. But Greg's digging in here.
Right. The website is perhaps the best place for them to go.
Yep.
And I'll find it here in a second.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
But on the website, you'll also see a phone number that you can call and speak to anybody,
Sure.
particularly people that are interested in volunteering. The phone number is 561-417-0913. And if you want to participate as a volunteer, if you want to just learn how to be a partner, if you want to participate in any of the programs that we offer, if you think you might qualify for any of the services that we offer, that's the easiest way to get a hold of us.
Give the number again.
561-417-0913.
13. Excellent. All right. It's 20 away from 12. Again, we're talking with Greg Hazle with Boca Helping Hands, and it's bocahelpinghands.org. We're going to continue in just a few minutes, so stay with us. More to come. Oh, yeah, I'm digging in. I'm going to get more information out of Greg in just a few minutes. Right now, it's Katy Perry on Good Day Boca, Boca Chamber Radio, Boca's hometown radio station. Good Day Boca, Boca Chamber Radio. Bruce Springsteen, Hungry Heart, 11:40, 6:14, away from 12 o'clock, Election Day. And the Palm Beach Zoo allowing you to come in free. Just show them your sticker that you voted. Don't take it from somebody where you really need to vote. Go out and do your civic duties. And the city council seat A is up for grabs. And, of course, the mayor slot for Boca Raton up on the ballot, as well as governor. Lots to think about before you get in the voting booth. We're talking with Greg Hazle from Boca Helping Hands. We're finding out so much about what they do at that great organization. Now, we were talking a little bit before we came back on the air about how you're a chamber member, you're involved in the chamber, and you actually have something going on with the, I guess, leg of the chamber, the Golden Bell. Talk about that.
Correct. I think we have similar objectives in the chamber and the work that they're doing through the Golden Bell Foundation in providing a path into the workforce, into our local workforce, for people who might not necessarily be on the beaten path that, go to high school, go to college.
Right.
And so we know that the Golden Bell has been working with the academies in our high schools, which are focusing students on career choices. And we are going to be collaborating with the Chamber through the Golden Bell Foundation in accessing that community, the community of high school students who may be considering an alternative path to a career. And so, the offerings that we have may be part of that path. So we intend to access the high schools alongside the chamber through the Golden Bell representatives.
That's great. Fundraising coming up. What is the Monopoly fundraising? How does that work? And can anybody get involved in it?
No, anybody can get involved in the Monopoly. Like I said before, the way Boca Helping Hands is funded is really a reflection of the support that the community provides. And so we are privately funded, with through the generosity of participants in our community, individuals, corporations. Every now and then we do an event, and our main event every year is our Monopoly event, which is held in April, and it's at the Royal Palm Country Club. And we, unlike most other fundraising events, get people to sponsor a Monopoly contest. And you would be amazed at the competitiveness that comes out in that competition.
Do you have to hire security?
We have to hire security. We got to protect the sash, because that's really all the winner gets is a sash saying that he is the Monopoly champion for the year. But it's become really a place to be, every April. And we raise quite a bit of funds there for our operations. The other major fundraising effort that we have is our end-of-year matching campaign. And that'll start up here in November and December of this year. Where an anonymous donor basically provides an amount that can be matched by individual contributors.
That's great. You've got so much going on. What a great organization! And if you missed the first part with Greg talking about Boca Helping Hands, they've been around for 20 years, and you have one volunteer that just turned 100. And he keeps coming back a couple days a week.
It's a funny story because he decided that he couldn't drive himself anymore, so he had to get a younger guy to drive him to work, and that guy is 95.
What a great story.
So, again, there are just so many examples of people who have decided that Boca Helping Hands is a means by which they want to give back to the community through volunteerism, through their financial contributions, just through being a partner to the organization.
Boca Helping Hands, all about job placement programs, getting the training that you need to, help yourself and build income for your family, yourself, and there's such a thing as, no matter what you do, you have self-worth when you're doing anything, rather than just sitting around worrying about where you're going to eat or where you're going to stay or how am I going to make money. And it's incredible what you've been doing for 20 years. And it's more than just feeding people. It is the training. And I see Helping Hands provides dental and medical vouchers as well.
Correct. People can attend the Genesis Healthcare clinics that are here in Boca, downtown Boca, near to our facility, and you can find the addresses on our website. And if you are unable to pay for your visit, or if you're uninsured, we will provide a voucher for your first visit. It's an important part, I think, even preparing people to work, of them just getting healthy, getting that first checkup is an important part of, as you mentioned, giving people a sense of dignity, a sense of worth by just being able to take care of themselves from a medical point of view.
Well, it's great to have you. We're going to come back in just a second, give you the valuable information about Boca Helping Hands, how you can get involved. You can find out more information. That coming up next here on Boca Chamber Radio.
Red Auerbach always said, you always try and look for an edge.
Somehow, some way, get the winning edge.
So the final step is to be on the cutting edge.
Every team, every coach, every athlete is searching for that edge.
Because as legendary football coach Vince Lombardi once said, fatigue makes cowards of us all. Fatigue equals failure. And very few people witnessed either success or failure like our director and shareholder, Hall of Fame journalist and sportscaster, Leslie Visser.
She has worked for the Final Four, NBA Finals, World Series, Triple Crown, the Olympics, Super Bowl, World Figure Skating Championships, and the U.S. Open Network broadcast. No one, man or woman, can say that. No one but Leslie.
I'm Leslie Visser, and I've seen plenty of athletes who are exhausted and spent and who are looking for that edge. And I know that Altitude International is the answer. It was invented in Great Britain, and now we're bringing it to the United States because Altitude International is leading the worldwide revolution in both performance and training.
When you train with altitude, a whole series of adaptations occur within the body. Firstly, your lungs become more efficient at extracting oxygen. Then that oxygen is transported more efficiently via new red blood cells to your muscles. And at the muscular level, a number of adaptations occur which turn that extra oxygen fuel into raw power.
Consider training at altitude while living at sea level, and in a training environment that simulates any terrain, from sea level to 29,000 feet, the top of Mount Everest. Sessions in the chamber increase time to exhaustion by 35% and sprints to exhaustion by 25%. Muscle strength is doubled in only 6 weeks, and muscle endurance improves by 87% in only 8 weeks. Oxygen efficiency to the brain and muscles improves with this training. It's not a mask or a tent, but a chamber that positively affects both aerobic and anaerobic performance, which ultimately creates fitter, faster, stronger athletes who can perform longer and at a higher level. From basic to opulent, Altitude International will make any training facility more competitive, more productive, more dynamic. It is the edge that any athlete or any team is looking for. And along with our service partner Woodway, the gold standard in treadmills, Altitude International is your source. Online at www.altitude-international.com or call 561-543-7333.
881.
11:56, 4 away from 12 o'clock. Greg Hazle is with us with Boca Helping Hands, bocahelpinghands.org. Talk about, we talk about the feeding program, but there's some arms and there's some people that, help in this area.
That's right. The feeding program that we have that looks most like how we started is our daily hot meal program.
Mm-hmm.
We serve a hot lunch 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. And we feed about 170 people, and anybody can walk in for a hot meal. And believe me, this is not your father's soup kitchen type of hot meal.
Right.
These are gourmet meals prepared with love and care by our volunteer chefs. In addition to that, we distribute pantry bags. And we distribute pantry bags, and the main qualification for participating in that program is that you have to be a resident of Palm Beach County.
Okay.
And we distribute pantry bags both at our facility on Northwest First Court as well as on Saturday mornings out in West Boca and at the Boca Glades Baptist Church.
Okay.
And 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday up in Boynton at the Boynton Beach, the First Baptist Church of Boynton Beach on Seacrest and Boynton Beach Boulevard.
Well, that's great. You've got 3 locations.
3 locations.
That's awesome.
Correct. And then our third feeding program is one that's dedicated to kids, and it's our backpack program. And we have 10 participating elementary schools, public schools here in Boca Raton, where the kids are entitled for free lunches at school.
Sure.
But on the weekends, they are often without food, and so that's a gap that our backpack program is intended to fill. So we participate with these schools. So about 1,000 to 1,200 students in these local elementary schools get take home food for weekends.
Important.
Yeah.
And you've got you wanted to mention some holiday stuff that you've got planned.
Right. Coming up, obviously at Thanksgiving, and anybody who knows about Boca Helping Hands might remember the chaos that we create with traffic to distribute turkeys. This year it will be a little bit easier because we'll be distributing turkeys at both our facility here in Boca as well as up in Boynton. Which is something that we started last year, so that should reduce the traffic. And then on Christmas Day, this is one of my favorite events, is that we get to partner with the Town Center Mall. And this is really their initiative, but we've become their partner in feeding people in this upscale retail outlet, a place that many of our clients probably would never see. But on Christmas Day, they reserve space in their food court and put on a wonderful dining experience for anybody who wants to participate in that.
That's great. So nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in, spending time with us. You're welcome to come back anytime. bocahelpinghands.org. Go to the website. You can get all the information right there.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Greg Hazle from Boca Helping Hands. Just wonderful to meet him. All right. Let's continue here on Boca Chamber Radio with the Buckinghams.